In today's video, I'm going to go ahead and show you everything new for CarPlay for iOS 16, including the new shortcuts, some personal preference I want to go ahead and show you guys to like hide notifications that pop up on the screen, and how to eliminate and reorganize some of these apps. So if you're new to Apple CarPlay, here's the complete guide of all my favorite tips and tricks, including the new additional features. So for iOS 16, not much has really changed. You'll notice that the interface feels 100% similar to like the previous version of CarPlay. The only new changes you can find can be located in here, because now whenever you set a destination to a route, if you tap the little up arrow icon, you can now add stops. But everything else is pretty much identical. Now, Apple did wow us when they actually showed us what CarPlay is capable of doing, such as showing a lot of driving data on your speedometer display, as well as the interface, stretching all the way across the entire screen to the main unit. Unfortunately, that's not yet. It is available for the current vehicles that are on the road. That's for the near future, as manufacturers now have the capability to add that type of stuff in their next generation fleet of vehicles. But at the time I'm making this video, the current vehicles out there in the market are not capable of doing that yet. But there are some new third-party apps that did get added that I like to recommend for you guys, and that is this one right here, On the Way. With this app running, whenever you launch it and you set a destination using this app, like Apple HQ, let's go ahead and do this, all the way to Cupertino. If you tap start, it utilizes Apple Maps, but unlike Apple Maps, this will actually tell you the weather and the temperature, how it's gonna be as soon as you arrive. So 2:20, the time frame we're gonna be arriving. This third-party apps allow us to see that, and I'm now going to definitely substitute the official Apple Maps with On the Way, just because it also is running maps, just gives us additional information. So I highly recommend downloading this free to download app. You may be convinced that it's a premium app. You don't have to buy that. You can just tap done and you'll have full access to the app. You just lose the pro editions. But now, if you're like me who has their Apple CarPlay unit cluttered with a bunch of third-party apps that you don't even use, I highly recommend either deleting these or reorganize them to the ones you actually use. Let me be quiet right now because there's a fire truck driving by me. Okay, fire truck is gone. So to do this, to rearrange this on your iPhone, go into the settings and go down to general and then select CarPlay. Select the vehicle that you are connected in. So in our case, we're using a Ford, so we're gonna select Sync 3. Tap customize, and here you have the freedom to not only rearrange the apps to your own personal preference like so, but the ones that you don't find yourself using the most, you can actually tap remove, just like that. And you could clean up the screen right here on your infotainment screen. And if you have an EV, I highly recommend downloading an EV app. And that's it. And everything should be rearranged to our standard. Now, when you're listening to music, this album artwork, you can actually hide it so it's actually blurred in the background if you're looking for a cleaner look for your vehicle. To do this, just quickly go into your settings and go into the very bottom where it says show album artwork. Just disable that. And now if you go back and go to this menu, the album artwork is extremely blurred and it's in the background. So if we switch to a different song, you'll notice that the texture will change in the background. Now, if you like to hide the notifications that pop up here, you have to get on your iPhone and go into settings and go into notification and scroll down to the app that you like to disable that notification from coming up. So in our case, we're gonna go ahead and look for a messenger, or messages, I mean. Click on here and scroll down where it says show in CarPlay. Disable it right here, and now those notifications are no longer going to appear. Now, another pro tip that I have is whenever you set a destination, it doesn't matter if you're using Google Maps or Apple Maps, whenever the volume prompt starts talking to you, telling you like turn right here, if you like to lower the audio to that volume prompt, as soon as you hear it, adjust the volume knob, and this will allow you to quickly adjust the volume to navigation. And of course, on Apple Maps, you have these three options. You go loud, or you could tap a little ping noise for every direction that's coming up, or mute entirely. And yeah, you could zoom out, zoom in. Yeah, this is all like pretty much standard. Each map navigation that you personally like using, like Waze or Google Maps, has their own UI. Pretty much they're all very familiar. Now, new for CarPlay on iOS 16 is just additional wallpapers. That's another thing. Aside from the new Siri sound animation, wallpapers, we got given additional wallpapers, and that is these two. All personal preference, make it match the interior of your current vehicle. In our case, I'm just gonna go with black. And then if you do use Siri to reply to text messages, I highly recommend at least being aware that this feature exists. If you go into your settings and go into Siri and suggestions, there is now a new automatically send message option. When this is enabled, as soon as you use dictation to send a message or reply, Siri will automatically send out that message without having you to confirm that the message is correct. So if you like being risky and you notice dictation has been working really well for you, it doesn't work very well for me, so which is why I have it off. But if you have that much good faith with Siri, you can enable it right here. So when you reply to a text message while driving, it'll immediately send quickly. Aside from that, there you guys have it. Those are the new changes for CarPlay on iOS 16 and some features and some cool tips and tricks I highly recommend you being aware of and checking out this app at least. Because this app is actually really cool. I just started using this a week ago and I'm going to make it into my dedicated app now. I can confirm this is a good app to definitely check out. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. If you wish to watch more, there's those 2 videos. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you and have a good one.